If you walked into Ridgeway High that day, you would have heard the sound of laughter echoing through the cafeteria, but not the good kind. It was the cruel kind, the kind that makes your stomach twist. At the center of it all was a small, quiet girl clutching her lunch tray, eyes wide with fear, while a tall boy with a Letterman jacket grabbed her arm and twisted it just enough to make her cry out. Everyone froze. Everyone, except one person. And within seconds, the same boy who thought he ruled the school was the one crying on the floor. But to understand how that happened, you need to know who she really was, and what she'd been through before she ever walked into that cafeteria. The first day of school at Ridgeway High was always a circus: laughter, gossip, the sound of sneakers squeaking on the polished floors. Everyone had their place, their group, their corner. Everyone, except the new girl. Her name was Ava Miles, 16, small for her age, with chestnut brown hair tied loosely behind her head and gray eyes that seemed to carry stories no one had heard. She walked the hallways quietly, avoiding stares and whispers. She had moved from another city after her father, a soldier, passed away the year before. Her mother had taken a new job in town, hoping for a fresh start, but Ridgeway High wasn't exactly welcoming. The school had its hierarchy, ruled by Chad Walters, the football captain, charming to teachers, cruel to the weak. He had a way of deciding who mattered and who didn't, and Ava, with her thrift store clothes and shy silence, didn't make the cut. On her first day, she sat alone during lunch, nibbling on a sandwich while pretending to scroll her phone. She heard whispers from a nearby table. "Did you see her shoes?" One girl snickered. "Looks like she got them from a dumpster." Another added. Ava tried to ignore them, but the sting reached deep. It wasn't the first time she'd been an outsider. She'd moved schools 3 times in 2 years. But she told herself the same thing she always did: just get through today. That evening, her mother noticed her quietness. "Rough day, sweetheart." Ava smiled weakly. "It's fine, Mom. Just new faces." Her mother squeezed her hand. "You've been through worse, Ava. Don't let anyone dim your light." Ava nodded, but deep down she was tired of running, tired of starting over. The next few days, things got worse. Her seat in class mysteriously disappeared, her locker was covered in gum, and someone even slipped a note inside. "Go back where you came from." She almost cried, but then she remembered something, her father's words from years ago when she was learning martial arts: "Courage isn't loud, Ava. It's quiet strength when everyone expects you to break." She decided she wouldn't let them break her. One day after school, Ava stayed late in the gym, practicing moves her dad had taught her: defensive techniques, balance, focus. The janitor passing by noticed her quick reflexes. "You some kind of fighter?" he asked, impressed. Ava smiled faintly. "My dad taught me. I just like to remember him this way." What she didn't know was that soon, she'd need every ounce of that strength. The next week, during lunch, the cafeteria buzzed with noise as usual. Ava had just sat down with her tray when Chad and his friends approached her table. He smirked, a cruel gleam in his eye. Well. The ghost girl decided to eat with us mortals today," he said loudly, earning laughs. Chad screamed, clutching his arm, his face twisted in pain. The entire cafeteria went dead silent. Even the sound of the lunch lady's ladle dropping echoed through the air. Ava stood there, breathing steadily, eyes locked on him, not with anger, but calm control. "I told you to let go," she said softly. She hadn't punched him. She hadn't even hit him. She had used a simple defensive move, redirecting his force, twisting his wrist the same way he had tried to twist hers. Except she did it with precision and control, just enough to make him fall. "You broke my arm." Chad howled. "No," Ava said quietly. "I just stopped you from breaking mine." The room erupted into whispers. "Did you see that?" She took him down like a ninja. She didn't even fight him, she just moved. A teacher rushed in moments later, pulling Chad up and sending Ava to the principal's office. But for the first time, Ava didn't feel small. She felt steady. Inside the office, Principal Harris frowned. "Ava, I've received reports that you injured another student." Ava looked him in the eye. "He attacked me first. I just defended myself." Before the principal could respond, a few students, including a shy boy named Eli who had seen everything, knocked on the door. "Sir," Eli said firmly, "she didn't attack him. Chad grabbed her first. She just defended herself." Everyone saw it. The principal sighed, realizing the truth. Chad's reputation had caught up with him. "You're free to go, Ava," he said finally. That moment changed everything. The story spread through the school like wildfire. By the next day, people looked at Ava differently, not with pity, but respect. She didn't become popular overnight, but she didn't eat alone anymore. Eli and a few others joined her. They called her the Quiet Storm. But Ava never gloated. She wasn't proud of hurting Chad. What she was proud of was something deeper. She hadn't let fear win. A week later, Chad limped up to her table in the cafeteria. The whole room went tense. But this time, he didn't sneer. He looked awkward, ashamed. "Hey," he mumbled. I'm sorry." Ava looked up, surprised. "I shouldn't have done that." "You didn't deserve it." She nodded slowly. "Thank you." He walked away, and for the first time in years, Ridgeway High learned something. Power isn't about size or strength, it's about control, courage, and respect. Sometimes, life puts you in a place where you have to choose, to stay silent, or to stand tall. Ava chose courage, not violence. She didn't fight to hurt, she fought to be respected. So if you've ever felt small, unheard, or pushed around, remember this story. Strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it speaks softly and still changes everything. Like and subscribe to Story Sphere for more inspiring stories that remind us all, even quiet hearts can change the world.